Hello, my beautiful Sagittarius. I hope you all are doing amazing. Today I'm going to be tapping into the energies of those of you that are currently not in communication with your person. So, as per usual, I will be starting off with an oracle and we can just clarify those existing energies with tarot. Okay. For my Sagittarius in separation, please, what is going on? Okay, so we have two cards for you guys. We'll just take them one at a time here. The first card being guidance, okay? So many of you could be in an energy of surrendering at this time. Maybe you feel like you're not sure you have all the answers you're seeking, so you're kind of surrendering. Could be an energy of even potentially feeling powerless in one way or another. Or maybe right now you feel like you just don't have control over the situation. So it's kind of like there's many things that are up in the air, if you will. Your next card is joy and light. Okay, so some sort of clarity coming in for you that is, putting you in a more optimistic space. This also reminds me of the Knight of Wands here. So it could be some sort of quick communication coming in for you or something happening very unexpectedly, although the outcome of it seems to be positive here. Okay, now I do want to touch on the guidance card because I feel like it's something to do with the past that you're leaving behind. Potentially even a cycle that may have been very difficult for you to close out, or excuse me, if it's not a cycle, it could be a thinking pattern, right? Or something that was continuously weighing you down that you're like, you know what, I want to let go of that now because I'm ready for some sort of change. I'm ready for a new cycle here is what I'm picking up on. Okay. So the third card we have for you guys is alchemy. So it's choices. You definitely have a choice to make. And I feel like your third card is going hand in hand with your first card. And I'll explain that to you. I feel like many of you have a choice whether you want to leave the past where it is and move forward. Okay, as in you want progress with this person you're inquiring about, or do you want to move forward without this person? Do you want to start a brand new cycle? Are you at a point right now, Sagittarius, where you understand, what it is that you want and you're willing to, and you're not willing to, I should say, settle for anything less than, right? So I'm reading for a lot of you, but I do feel like the crossroads that many of you are currently, at here is pretty much leaving the past behind, or leaving the past behind in order to start new with your person for some of you. And for others of you, maybe you just want to leave everything behind and have a, start on a fresh new slate here, whether it's with someone else or whether it's on your own. Because I do feel like many of you are exhausted right now. As I mentioned, not to sound too repetitive, with your first card here, there is this energy of you feeling overwhelmed or powerless, like you don't know what to do. There's so many questions right now. So it's almost like you feel like thinking about the situation over and over again is not really resulting in any sort of solution for you right now. Some of you know that you have to actively make a choice, and you know that you have the ability to change your reality. It's just about figuring out what it is that you truly desire and not letting external opinions or even external factors affect the way that you feel. It's more like an introspective period, Sagittarius, where it's just about you right now, is what I'm sensing. Alrighty, let's see here. So we have the Queen of Cups as well as the Ten of Cups as I split my deck. So this could have definitely been someone that you were in a higher level of commitment with, potentially even a marriage. But how I see it is there is this energy of, emotions resurfacing. So potentially your person wanting to send you a message of how they feel. But I just see that there is this energy of maybe wanting to express to you how much they miss you. And more specifically, I think that they are missing your nurturing energy. Okay, they definitely do find comfort in speaking to you and just being in your company here. Oh, okay. So your first card here is Two of Pentacles. So in the past here, it could have been a tad bit of juggling or someone who was just indecisive. They weren't able to come to a conclusion, right? This could have been your energy as well, Sagittarius, where you felt like you weren't able to make a firm decision because there was a lot of things that were in the unknown. Or when you were looking at the, grand scheme of things, you felt like there was a lot of aspects of the bond here that you weren't so sure about. So then it affected your ability to make a firm decision. Again, if it wasn't your energy, it could be your person's. You're going to definitely know your situation better than I will. What's interesting is with the Two of Pentacles, there's a choice to make here, right? It's almost like juggling between two things until you feel like, okay, I can no longer do this. So it doesn't have to be two people, guys. It doesn't have to be, a third party situation. It could just be that your person was failing to make a decision when it came to a commitment. Maybe the emotions were there, but it was taking a while for things to get off the ground here. And what's interesting is your third card is choices. So again, I feel like there is a choice to be made. It is the consistent download that I keep receiving here. For many of you, this could also be that right now you are feeling overwhelmed. You can have a lot on your plate. Maybe you feel like you're responsible for a lot right now. And this, thinking about this bond could kind of just add to the weight on your shoulders. The Hanged Man. So definitely a light bulb moment coming in for the both of you, kind of like an aha moment. Okay, now things are starting to make sense. The Hanged Man does talk about, viewing things from all different angles, but it still talks about being at a standstill. So I wonder if there's a bit of a push and pull energy between the both of you, or it's a matter of, it's kind of like a waiting game, right, Sagittarius? Whether it's, okay, are you reaching out because I don't want to reach out, that sort of thing, or it's just both of you are in a very critical thinking period, but no one's really reaching out or speaking at this time, okay? So again, going back to what I was saying earlier, it could very much just be more of an introspective period where you feel like you need to do this thinking in a space of solitude as opposed to, expressing every single thing that you're feeling or thinking. And I feel like for both, for the both of you here, since it is the middle cards, maybe there's a lack of expression because there's a lack of decision. So it's almost like maybe you guys have this energy of not wanting to speak to each other until there's a firm decision made, especially because it seems that right now, Sagittarius, there are, many things up in the air. You have a lot of questions, and it could be really hard to make a firm decision when you feel like you're not necessarily on stable grounds, or you know less than what you don't know, if that makes sense. Some of you may be involved with the Piscean. They do rule the Hanged Man. So, it's almost like when you, okay, so for a generic example, if you gave this person an ultimatum in the past and they didn't make a decision, or them not making a decision, you took it as a decision, it did cause some sort of abrupt, change. Could have even led to this separation in particular with that Tower card there. And I feel like with the Tower card, it's almost like some of you are upset because you feel that something here could have been avoided, and if it couldn't have been avoided, you feel like it could have been handled differently, right? So again, another example, if you felt like you'd rather have a conversation with this person but it escalated into an argument, you're kind of sitting back and you're thinking about it and you're like, okay, well, I wish we handled things differently, or I wish that things weren't blown out of proportion here. Okay, some of you may be dealing with a Scorpio, but as far as the Tower card clarifying choices, it's almost like in your closing cards, it lets me know that if a choice is not made, you're kind of out of here. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like many of you are wanting some sort of change, and because you know what you want, or you will know in the near future, if again, another example, right? Like if you want commitment, you want stability, and you feel like your person is kind of toying with your emotions, or they're going back and forth, it will probably lead to an abrupt ending, right? Because it's going to make you feel, again, powerless, or you're going to feel like, I don't want to play this back and forth game with you, okay? Being completely honest here, guys, I feel like the lack of decision will cause a lot of frustration, which may result in you completely letting go of this. And I feel like, again, that's why when I opened your read, I was talking about the choices you have to make at hand, right? And the choice you're going to make, only you will know what's best for you, right? Okay. Two of Pentacles. And it's not that you're not patient. I feel like you have been patient for some time with that Hanged Man there, but it's almost like, how long are we going to do the back and forth thing for? You know, how long are we going to play this waiting game? I feel like right now more than ever, you feel like time is ticking, or you're not in the mood to waste your time. Some of you could be taking a trip down memory lane and you're realizing how patient you've been with this person, but because there's a lack of progress, a lack of, you know, your desired result here, it's making you reevaluate the situation. So your person seems to want to work on things, okay? They seem to want to focus on why you guys weren't able to see eye to eye or work as a team in the past year. But with that Two of Pentacles, it's still a back and forth energy. It's still an energy of, okay, do I say this? Do I say that? You know, do I go this way? Do I go that way? And if I say this, what will the outcome be? So because there's, you know, a lot of back and forth here and a lot of, you know, scattered thoughts with that Three of Pentacles, it seems that their method of, you know, practical effort is not efficient, right? That's what I see in the cards right now, because it's someone who is thinking about collaborating with you, but look at your next card. It's very back and forth, you know, wanting to do something with the Pentacle energy, but moving on into the Hangman energy, which is like kind of like, okay, you know what, I'll think about it, I'll look at all areas of it, but I don't necessarily want to do anything yet. I do feel like for some of you, it could be a little bit of a stubborn energy, because it's almost like this person wants to do something about it, but they're waiting for some sort of reaction from you. And, you know, Sagittarius, I feel like many of you can sense this, right? It's something that you definitely know or feel intuitively. Like, many of you probably know that your person wants you to reach out, or that your person wants you to you know, be the one to take the lead. But again, it could be your way of teaching this person a lesson, or maybe you're actually just exhausted, right? And you really don't have the energy to work on things right now. Okay. They are viewing you as someone who is not going to get off your throne. They do feel like you're kind of just sitting with your thoughts right now, if you're wondering how they're viewing you. They view you as someone who's thinking about a lot, and you definitely know more than you show. They can also be viewing you to be someone who's receiving a lot of clarity, like maybe something you inquired about in the past, or something you were confused about in the past, you're now, you know, sure of, or you're not confused any longer. Yeah, so some of you may be involved with the Capricorn, or this just lets me know that there's a lot of obsessive thinking going on, okay? Now, here's what I will say. Your person feels very attached, very bonded to the situation. That's what the Devil talks about. It could also be that there is, you know, maybe they have a little bit of a poor coping mechanism going on, or maybe this is you, Sagittarius. Maybe you are breaking a bad habit here. You know, if it's not substance abuse, it could be a thinking pattern that you're trying to have a breakthrough with. You know, you're kind of like, okay, I'm tired of kind of just being on what feels like a hamster wheel, and I want some sort of change here. Okay, so with the Devil card, I do see that, you know, there's a lot of thinking, you know, especially with the Hanged Man. I feel like there's more thinking going on than doing, because a party here seems to be stuck in, you know, what they would call analysis paralysis. So just thinking so much, but not able to put the practical effort forward is what I see here in the cards. Okay, the Tower. Okay, let's see. The Tower card. And there's also a tad bit of resistance to change, or your person is being, you know, they're taking very slow steps in order to make some sort of change here. It's almost like some of you feel like they're dragging their feet, but how I see it is with the Knight of Pentacles and Tower, it's someone who's Yes, they're premeditated, but it's a very slow moving energy. There's some sort of resistance here when it comes to change. They feel very attached to something that is weighing them down. And you guys may know exactly what this very thing is, but the point I'm trying to get across is that there is this energy of needing to cleanse, or this energy of needing to release in order to, attain what they want for the future. Okay, most likely outcome here, guys, I see your person taking practical steps towards you, but at a very slow pace. And with the Tower card, I see them very focused on the abrupt ending, or the abrupt separation here. Still a choice to be made at hand, but I don't feel like this is a choice your person will make like tomorrow, right? Because the Knight of Pentacles, again, talks about a premeditated energy, or someone who is taking their time making a decision. So, my wonderful Sagittarius, I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.